with better technology, and the catch-up took us 3 years. Then let's come to a scenario which is maybe all too familiar when the CEO gets fired. The dominant emotion in the organization is fear. At that point of time, the H in the HR needs to stand tall. Because the people who watch their colleagues leaving are the ones who actually ask themselves, this is how I will be treated when it's my turn. And more importantly, in some parts of the world, leaving somebody alone is actually respecting their sense of privacy. And in other parts of the world, that would be an absolute no-no. What I find common is that where there is a shared sense of identity, these journeys are easier. When the emotional contract gets broken, fracture sets in. And unlike a plaster that can heal the bone, an emotional fracture cannot be healed. So that's what is at risk. The change that stays when the initiator of that change is gone is the change that transforms. The rest is like a rubber band. You let the pressure go and things go back to how they were. The challenge then is to have an organization where the shared sense is able to both absorb and heal. To switch tracks, let me go to cricket. Sunil Gavaskar was talking recently about Virat Kohli's batting. And he said that our fellow friend was scoring and getting out cheaply. But he had beautiful shots in each of those innings. Something happened and Mr. Kohli decided to check his instinct to try and hit every ball for a shot. What then results is a performance not last night, but maybe a few nights ago, when he just demolished everything that stood in his way. I find that companies that learn to check their natural preferences and do not see doing things differently either as a necessary evil. So I have to comply with the US visa norms. Or a loss of control. How can I let this person run this particular business? This then automatically results in a leadership that looks, acts and chooses differently. And that leadership will continue to reinforce the same identity that they all share. Those organizations are the ones I find that successfully navigate the changes that continuously hit us. So what does this all mean to you? I'd like to say, be prepared for extreme highs when the congruence between who you are and what your organization is a match. And be prepared for absolute lows when it is not. Mergers and acquisitions are a certainty. So at some point of time, you'll find yourself in a situation one day, where the company ownership changes overnight. And that's when your own abilities come into play in terms of how well can you adapt to that change. Another example I had was one evening I found myself at a dinner table. Around us was somebody from South Africa, an English woman, an Aussie, a Kiwi and a Pakistani. And in today's context, think about talking about maybe a Graham Swan versus a Saeed Ajmal's bowling at that table for yourself. And as you discuss cricket, you have a 3-course meal that looks completely strange but possibly tastes heavenly. You can either come there from that experience feeling exhilarated, or you can come back and say, absolutely no. In either case, we learn about ourselves. What I look forward to then is meeting all of you a few years later, because I believe India is coming into its own. And I think the responsibility of global leadership will soon be upon people like you. So, as a global leader, seasoned by many experiences like this cricket conversation I made up for you, if you were the host to that meeting with the power to set the context, would you create something that is productive for all the different people in that room? Or would you just play to your own preference?